Number 3, stilettos. So show of hands, how many women here are wearing stilettos, which I define as a heel that's really skinny, like this, that is 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, maybe up to 4 inches high. So show of hands, how many women? So that looks to be more than half of the women here. Okay, and for those of you that didn't raise your hand, how many of you have a pair or two at home in your closet that you do actually wear to work? Okay, so that's about 80% of the women here. So I have to tell you something before I talk more about stilettos. I am often called in by businesses to work on people's, women specifically, men as well, their executive presence or their leadership brand. But when my phone rings and it's the HR business person inviting me in to have a meeting with them to talk about the person that they want me eventually to coach, they don't always use the language of executive presence or leadership brand. Sometimes this is what I'll hear. We've got this woman on our team. She is so high potential. She is so smart. She has so much to offer. And I don't think she's quite ready for that promotion. And she's missing something. We don't know what it is. We've been talking about it. I think she just needs more gravitas. You heard this language, that someone needs more gravitas? Oh, everybody's nodding their head yes, yeah. So this idea of more gravitas is language that has infiltrated your businesses. Well, what does that mean, gravitas? How do you do that? What gravitas means is weight. It means grounded. Now think about a man's shoe, the sole of a man's shoe. The sole of a man's shoe makes almost 100% contact with the earth, with the ground. If you're going to look grounded, it has to do with being connected with the earth, with the ground. Now think about a woman's stiletto. Little skinny heel, which forces you up on the ball of your feet so that it's a little bit tippy, not so connected with the ground. Typically, when I work with women and they want to make a good impression with their leadership brand and with their executive presence, often tends to be in situations where they have to give a presentation standing up. So now they're already nervous because it's a high stakes moment and they have to be standing up and their legs are already a little shaky. And now their little shaky legs are standing up in these little shaky heels on top of their tippy toes and a little bit unsteady and a little bit tippy, which feeds the nervousness in the rest of the body, because if you're feeling this kind of shaky leg thing and the shaky leg thing gets bigger, it starts to get the heart racing, and now you're feeding the nervous energy, which isn't going to help you feel or look grounded or confident at all. The other thing that happens has to do with pure physics. So think about what happens if I would stick 2 skinny sticks in the ground and I would try to build some kind of structure. It's going to be a little tippy, not very secure structure. So when we go camping, what we do is that we take those 2 little sticks and we cross them at the top and we create some stability against the bottom part of the triangle, because that's how physics works. It gives us some grounding. Well, the human body understands that too. And when the body is feeling that nervous tippy feeling, what the body will naturally do is cross legs. And when you cross your legs, you start to get that, now the center of gravity, which has been up here when I'm on my tippy toes, up in my chest, moves down here where the cross is happening. I'm closer to the ground. I've got more stability going on. I feel more grounded. Now the other thing that happens is that the bone at the top of your leg, this ball, will connect into your hip and start to turn in. And when that turns in, so that the upper part of your body is balanced as well, your shoulders start to turn in. When your shoulders start to turn in, it's hard to do any kind of gesture, so the hands sort of naturally start to do this fig leaf thing over here. And now you look like a 12-year-old girl. I'm so excited about the new marketing initiative, right? That same body posture. Look at this posture compared to this posture. We're saying that part of your leadership brand, the first element, is how you look. We want you to look confident. So that means you got to be able to stand your ground where your feet, your knees, and your hips are all in a line. You can be a little asymmetrical, but you want to own the space, own the stage. So I am not suggesting never wear your stilettos. I'm saying that if you're going to wear your stilettos, you've got to be able to walk around in those puppies and really own the space and feel really confident and not have that shaky leg tippy thing going on. And even when you're not wearing your stilettos, be really aware of this kind of body posture. Before I did the speech today, and I was out at the break and we were all having coffee and I was looking around the room, there was about 45% of you, almost 50% of you, the one of you who are wearing stilettos today, standing around this way with your coffee and drink and having a chat. And so this is not something that men ever have to struggle with, because they don't ever get that tippy kind of